He tried. He did his best, and everyone had fun. But it was just like
You are recording this, right? Okay.
too awkward for me, and I like
You
awkward.
assume correctly.
It's not the right kind of
You
awkward.
can go ahead.
My
and,
awkward
you can go
doesn't
ahead and
match
click on
with
the
the.
live stream if you want. Okay.
Well,
So we are live.
Cadiosaurus was on it, so
Okay.
You're live from when I said you're live now.
I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. I got that hyper focus. I can't.
I'm sleepy. I'm sleepy. I got taco belly. I'm ready to take a taco nap.
Taco nap. Which is okay.
Dennis, I hope your panel's canceled. I hope your panel's.
I haven't.
Oh, was it?
It's been so.
I mean,
Busy.
define busy.
We were in and out in 20 minutes.
Let me go look.
No, we
quick.
got one thing.
That's it.
Compared to actual con days, now it's easy.
Yeah, but that's just shut the doors and then just put the chair underneath them. Yeah. Yeah.
Also, all the sky bridges
So
are
we can
open.
at least announce that. So you, we
So
can
you
at
know
least
the ones
announce
that
it
they close
won,
so you can't sneak
and
in?
we'll be in
Oh.
contact with the winner. And yeah. Thank you for reminding me.
Because there was still a line of people to go in. But
I mean,
you can just
yes,
use the sky bridges.
but we'll announce the winner and go from there.
Why'd you ask then?
We put them on the swag table
Why'd you ask?
for people to take.
And I said no. There's always a line. But we got in because Pro Badge. Yeah.
Is it the bludgeoning with?
So far, he's behaved for most of the time.
Except that one time when he bought two expensive drinks.
I'm like, are you sure you should arm me with a weapon? Hi, Charles. How are you?
Good.
I'm going to check my bank account.
I got paid Friday, thank God.
Yeah.
So I have a quick question.
We haven't started yet.
I have a you. Okay.
Nope.
Here we go.
Whoop.
I felt like we had more people at more panels. Like last year, we had panels that were like super packed.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt like overall we had more people.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We probably had more full rooms this year than previous years. I feel like.
All right, Rick, calm your butt over there.
I haven't seen the pages. I was just going off what I felt. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm cool with that.
Okay.
I just want to.
I don't know. Botch failed to pull a room last night. They might not come back.
I would not be that blessed.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to my hell. Y'all wonder why I yell at people.
Let's work it into the budget this year to get the volunteers tasers. Okay.
Oh yeah, just the
Okay.
little like mini mini air. Yeah.
My banners are the right year this year. I don't have to live in shame.
Oh, you do, but not for that.
What did I do?
You know.
No, I don't. What did I do?
You know.
I'm still working on a tight 5.
I didn't even say the F word before 10. I didn't even say it after 10. What did I do?
I did.
Oh, don't do that to me.
All right.
6 months.
It's time to get going this morning.
Did we snap the
It's
thing?
time.
I don't,
We're good.
I'll just do what I told. I don't know.
I'm not editing. I don't care.
No snaps.
It's been a big year this year.
Taking volunteers for editing.
Yeah. No, we're definitely taking volunteers for editing.
We are taking volunteers for community managers in the Discord.
Yes.
We need some of that. I've put together a list of different things this year as we went through. I'm tired. I like trying to.
This is, I think, the most tired you've been. On one of these. Usually, you've got like some life, and you just sound dead.
After last year, you and I were floating around, going, man, the team really has it, everything's together. So I tried to stack the deck similarly. In fact, there were nights we didn't have two things going on. Like if there really wasn't a push for adult panels, I shut a room down just to give us a break. I don't think I stopped walking. I did 27,000 steps the first day.
Yeah.
24. I got it down to like 10,000 a day, but it's a lot. Foot is okay. It's all right. I popped a blister third Saturday.
Tell us
What
about
day is it?
that.
Because that's what we want to talk about on
Saturday.
our wrap-up panel.
Saturday. Yeah, it was like Friday night or Saturday.
That was Friday.
Was it
I think.
Friday?
Did you film it?
Phil, we are not all goblins like you.
Everything is content.
Yeah, it is. Everything is content.
I got a lot of subreddits you can look at.
So some big things happened for us this year. The Anson Mount panels were digital media track, and we got to record the podcast for him there. So that was awesome. Yeah. Yeah, he was really cool to do that. Amelia Gotham, who voiced Mifa in Breath of the Wild, was sitting right here yesterday on the voice panel. Yeah.
Yeah, she was on the Sound of Video Games panel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can find that on our YouTube page.
Yeah.
I will. Give me something to throw at him.
We don't throw things from the stage.
See, that's how we do. 8?
Oh no.
Was it a solo panel?
Whoa.
Weird. Oh yeah, no, it's wall to wall in here.
Hold on, Tristan. How many people was the room that you did with her? There was 40 people in that one?
So we definitely bid out all our panels in. That's how we do. It's digital media, man. We did a new setup this year. There's a lot more chairs, and it seems to work. Somebody counted 103. Michelle, I think you told me we could fit.
At the beginning of it, we counted out. I counted out 103 chairs, but we kind of.
It kind of morphed in and out. I would say the room floated between 100 to 110 in here.
Yeah.
Was our max capacity.
Yeah.
I kind of added if you were there, and sometimes that would fill. And
I think it was 103 in here, 111 over
No
there.
canary.
And
No.
about halfway through, we removed the very back row.
then
So
that
we
room
all
is about 100.
Yeah,
They both are about 100 now.
that's awesome.
I had 111 because I have one panelist, and so Joe grabbed the chairs up there.
Yeah.
Over there.
Okay.
For the blurting out, we took all of the panelist chairs out and some of one of these chairs.
They were doing that. Honestly, they were doing that. They were handing out chairs so more people could get in and sit. So,
If they don't, they being whoever does chairs, if they don't come in and take away chairs,
No.
then as long as the people are sitting, we're good.
yeah.
And
No, we had very few issues with that this year.
I don't think we had. I mean, considering previous years, I don't think we had really any issues. What I call issues this year.
No,
Yeah.
this was definitely like probably the smoothest we've had yet.
Yeah.
Like as far as like no major issues, no
No fights?
No
No
shenan-
grip ups?
No pulling parts out of the ceiling. That
I don't
go
know.
through
During
air
the
conditioner.
blurting out panel, there was a couple people that was taking it way too seriously. I thought we're gonna fight. I was like, oh great, I'm gonna have to.
So we'll put a new
to play
disclaimer
bouncer here.
for 2025. When you propose a panel, you have to provide your own security. 'Cause that's how
Yeah.
it's gonna go. We had $150 in cash for the charity, and now you're right, it's not bad and trackable because we don't know how to track with general giving. I actually talked to I lost her name, but I saw the head of the charity this morning, Jody Whitaker. I saw her this morning. And yeah, she's saying they don't really have a way to track where it comes from. I said, well, we tracked it on video. We had Ludo Crew raise over $1,200 in an hour.
Yeah.
12:51. That's awesome.
And that was all thanks to Tristan.
What did Tristan do?
Well-
did he pose like a French girl?
Well, kind of. What? So,
For Finn.
well, I got it. So they do the auction of the art at
Yeah,
the end, and a painting of Tristan.
Is that the one
So
for
$700.
So he was the muse. He was the muse.
Wait, was that your wife, Tristan?
She doesn't even like the one in real life, let alone a picture. Nope, some random guy and me got into a bidding war because I was gonna pay like $200 for it and put it in the
Sure.
studio.
Yeah.
Phil hit like 200, and this guy back here yelled 6.
Wow.
Started pulling money over
Yeah.
Wow.
690,
Wow.
and it just, I mean, it went out the door.
And Jenna Garrett was just like, "Please be quiet. Let him pay his money. You have a kid at home, like
Because
you
there's
can't
that
afford-"
line. There's that line. You push it
Yeah.
one step too
Yeah,
far.
yeah.
And now Phil's
So-
paying $1,000 to put it in the studio.
Yeah.
I think if he'd gone up to 7,
I think he was out too. Yeah.
he would have been out after 690. So 7.
I can't wait for him to wake up and just be like, "What the hell is this?"
Then I understand you got lost, Phil, and they found you down here being a ring girl.
Yep. I was down.
I don't know
here.
if he got lost. He
I
just,
was wandering. Yeah, that was a fun. I didn't know what I was walking into. It was a ruckus of a room.
So that's a new one this year. Team, new show, new to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything.
It was a packed room. People were having fun and going
that was
wild.
that was big. That was
Yeah.
a big panel, and they did an excellent job of moderating.
Good.
And it was chaotic, but it was controlled chaos. Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea what was going on, and it was wonderful.
Curious to see how many people did the 5K and actually chose us and what the numbers would be. 'Cause then you could do math on that, where it'd be $30 a medal.
You're right.
$30
Right.
I did. 50 people.
I mean, technically,
Right there.
are these our QR codes or are these the charity QR codes?
If you chose, the digital media.
Because I was going to say we could do our own QR codes. Yeah.
Digital media is your favorite, even that would count.
Yeah.
You're kind of at
yeah.
an
Yeah.
angle, you may
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
straight on
Yeah.
with it.
So if we had 30 people say that digital media track was their favorite, and then it's $30.
That's gonna be. We got campaign
That's why.
this year.
That's why people need to go into the app and rate all the panels that they loved and want
Yeah.
to see again.
I was surprised how few people did the 5K. When I went yesterday to get it, they said they still had 30 medals. I was like, oh, how many did you guys submit? They're like 1,000. I was like, how have you not burned through that already? Halfway through a Sunday.
Usually,
Not everybody comes to pick them up. Sometimes they get them shipped or whatever. But yeah,
Pick them up, it saves the shipping cost.
they did sell out of the coloring books for the first time. They sold the charity sold every last coloring book, so that was cool.
I just want to say we do more to promote the charity than any other track that I'm on.
and we say it basically every
Every panel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard. Well, and to kind of piggyback off what Tyra said, like, one of the most satisfying things for me is hearing like how much different we do things than any other. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten a DM from someone that's been like, "I'm in a panel in this track and the sound is horrible," or the volunteers are rude and nasty, or whatever.
It's funny how you'll go to other panels and other tracks. It's like everyone's doing their best, but like they're not technically savvy, and something happens, or like a
Yeah.
doesn't work, or there's feedback. It's like a delayed response. I get every time we're around, they're like, digital media streams all their stuff. How do you guys do it? It's like, oh, it's more in house. They coordinate. It's like digital media. Go, man.
Yeah.
We can do that. Figure it out.
Well, that's the thing.
They
You
could.
can. You know how we got where we are? We just started asking and taking. Ask first, took a little bit. We just started doing and figuring it out. And we literally came this close to having Catherine Tate in one of our rooms. We were this close. It was we always throw up names. That's how we got Amelia Gotham. We just say, hey, it fits what we're doing. Now, somebody
Yeah.
on the level of Catherine Tate, you expect a no or whatever. Her people actually discussed it with her. It wasn't just an agent going, "Nah, she's not going to do that." Her people discussed it with her. She considered it. I think the only reason she didn't come, it was Sunday night at 10 p.m. And she actually has a panel today, and she had a couple things yesterday.
Yeah.
But she actually considered coming and playing with Sketching Shakespeare. And we're getting closer to pulling off that kind of match. And it's just because you ask.
And
Are you going to ask who's Catherine Tate, Bobby? Catherine Tate is. Oh, yeah, that's right, 'cause you got the moderate some.
Were you going to report it?
Yes.
Yes, actually, we do stream recorded. There you
We
go.
would have not recorded it if
Had she asked.
Had
I
she
don't
asked.
think I don't know if it was told that we're recording it, but we would have whatever considered
That was a big thing
for her. Okay.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like, if they don't want to be recorded, we can absolutely do that.
Yeah.
We don't have to hit record.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, somebody in the audience would record it. You know they would. But
And she was like, well, I can't really stop them if you see it. And so, like, in the second panel I did with her, they did actually come up. They went to somebody that was like this, and they're like, put your phone down.
Yeah.
They
gotcha.
were actually trying to.
Sure. Sure.
I will also say that as part of main programming, we're actually told not to mention the charity on the main programming because they're like, they've heard it enough if they've went out everywhere else.
So I
No,
disagree.
they haven't.
I disagree with that fully.
That's the official line.
There's something else that Tyra and I are going to tackle this year of response I got from somebody basically along the same lines of like, oh well, our fans, our fan base knows who we are. I'm like, yeah, you're gonna have to get out of my way because that's not good enough for me. I'm sorry, you never stopped talking about who you are and putting it out to the
Coke
world.
still advertises.
ESPN still advertises.
Yeah, but
Like-
also like mentioning the charity takes 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like,
It's almost like having like a written out read that takes you,
It is
5-10 seconds
So
here.
you're not wrong, Bobby. It's a little bit of a blur. So this is what they put out. Was this one? But you could literally just. We've done some on the fly. For Anson Mount, the second recording, while he was getting his guests ready, and the artist is talking to me, I just ripped off a 30-second, hey, the Georgia Arthritis Foundation. Make sure you go and find it. I thought you could donate to the app. You can't. That's a suggestion I'm going to turn back in. You need to have a charity link inside the app, too.
Yeah.
At least a link out from it, something.
Putting the link, like I in the other room, I had tabs up, so every panel I copy and paste and I go, this is the arthritis one, this is the Sagat one, like
Yeah.
To put them in the Twitch chat.
Yeah.
people to like do it.
Yeah.
I do it all last year.
Yep. Yep.
Write that down and do that next time.
That's definitely like needs to be a standard going down, and not just the charity apps, but also like our Discord and everything like that.
She'll just keep the tab open at all times. So she
Yeah, you just have to actually.
can paste it, so she wasn't.
And then there's also in
Have to write it out.
StreamYard, there's still some of the banners saved from last year.
Yeah, you can do it in the banners with StreamYard, but to set up a bot in Twitch, someone actually needs to go into Twitch and set up that chat bot.
Yeah, but then you could just, instead of copy paste, you could just be like exclamation
Yeah, yeah.
charity,
Yeah, what I'm saying is like if y'all
We
want to
did it
do
before,
that,
yeah.
you need to set that up. You need to work with Charles and Tyra and set that up.
Yeah, we have the logins for both.
Talk to the two of them. They got them.
So,
That I don't have the login. That's all Charles. But on StreamYard, we can set up all sorts.
That would be my only.
No, there's a chat bot that.
Mine, me, Michelle.
Yeah,
you can do
that's
keywords.
that's why you have to have the logins for Twitch. We can't block people
Sure.
on StreamYard.
We learned, Canary and I learned that the interesting way the other night.
I know.
Yeah, I
I'm
forgot
down
about
the
that.
line.
But
She reported it on her Twitch account, I reported it on my Twitch account.
Need to put all of at the very least the volunteers and the leadership as moderators in Twitch.
sure, yeah.
Who's taking notes?
I am in one, but not two.
I made some notes.
Yeah.
we're
made a
recording
note.
it.
Greg, I'm gonna go back.
So, speaking of,
Oh, well, we're talking about British things. I just want to say Anthony,
What?
my friend, came over.
How do we?
He's always been on the Brit track, and he said that they could learn so much from us.
Well, how about we just
yeah,
take their
they can
room?
learn how to shut the hell up and turn their stuff down. That's what they can learn.
Can we just take their room already?
Look, no, we want to get out of this
I mean,
hotel.
look, we took their we
Whoa.
yeah,
Hey.
I'm just saying.
we
We
want
won a war.
We want to get out of this hotel, not because we don't like the hotel, but there's other reasons that we'd fit better up at the Westin, and that's we have some angles to work this year. Regina has always been very supportive. God,
That's number
Almighty.
2.
very supportive of our track and what we do, and every year we discussed movement. But there's actually some pieces that we might be able to trade
Well,
this year to move.
here's
over
the
there.
thing that it's the same question I have every year. You know,
Who am I?
we work our asses off every year. We get praised by everybody every year. We raise a ton of money every year. These rooms are packed. Everybody's telling us we're great, but we're just not great enough to move yet. It's like,
Yeah.
what the hell do we need to do?
Well, okay, so-
they keep moving the goalposts.
It's honestly not that. There's a much bigger logistical picture, and we own 2 rooms. Most tracks don't get that, and that's part of it. We might, and this is on if, we don't know, but part of it, if we move, we may have to lose the opportunity to do 2 panels at once. At first,
All right.
maybe. So it's moving pieces, moving chess pieces is we'll figure it out.
Yeah, there are some panels that are extremely similar in topic and tone.
Yeah.
Could be condensed into, instead of 2 on this day, 1 on this day and 1 on that day, just 1 on one.
Yeah.
I mean,
And especially if there's a bigger room that would fit both 6 and
Yeah.
7 amount of people in it.
There were a few panels where people were like, "Oh, I have X question, XYZ question," and then they would come back and they would be like, "Well, come to our panel
Yeah.
at XYZ time." And it's like, yeah, I agree on the fact of being able to.
There is something to be said about streamlining a little bit. It's
There are some
We're
panels
lucky.
that definitely could be merged.
But like, even if we lose half of our panels, aren't we still putting out more panels than everybody else?
we have a little bit of competition, but not much.
Yeah.
We put out about 60.
Like the comic alley,
Yeah. Yeah.
they are up in the 60s like we are.
Okay.
But I think that them maybe one other is up there.
Yeah, but are they pulling the numbers?
I don't know,
Because
man.
I can tell you,
I don't know.
they are not, because they're in the
Oh,
top
because
of
it's
the
really hard to
vendor
get to them too, isn't it? Yeah.
No, not true. You can get a pass to get into.
Just to those panels, yeah. You can get. That's where that fast pass came from. Was last year.
That I didn't get. Thanks, Dragon Con.
That room, there's never more than like 12, 20 people unless there's a huge name celebrity in there. They're normal panels like we have in here, not even close.
I mean, like,
Is that because of the long wait, or is that because
I don't care. It's not my track.
I think
I don't
it's
solve
because
my
it's-
track problems.
Nobody really knows that it's up there.
I think that's the
It does sit
bigger
in the
problem.
back of the room as well, so like unless you wander back there, you probably never know that it exists.
Yeah.
That is also.
And when you get in that room, people get locked in there all the time. You can't get out. We've had
That's true.
plenty of times where they spend 20 minutes.
That's their secret. They lock people in.
We finally got 8 people. Lock the door.
Don't let them out. you're you're in here with me.
on the upside, Charles is extremely generous and allows people to try a panel out and see how it goes. And he gives people the opportunity to grow and learn. And that's why we have so many panels and we have 2 rooms.
Yeah.
But if we were given the opportunity to move to a 1 room in a different hotel that could be a larger room, and we had to streamline them, that would limit the opportunity for people like, say, us, that got to do a show this year. And that's a bummer, but that's not the end of the world
Yeah.
if the panels that were going on
Yeah.
were room packing panels.
Yeah.
Well, but
Yeah.
and that's the thing. Do you trade it? Do you trade up for bigger panels but less opportunities for growth? You know, and not to say that you can't move up and then grow from there. You know, but I mean,
Well, I mean, we
Charles.
It's a percentages game, right? We could always
Well, and
save us percentage over
you
the
know,
slots.
I mean, the 3 of us here all remember like the first couple of years we came on, and it was maybe 10. If we got 20 people in a room, it was a big panel.
Man, I remember it was when I was shadow director. We were still upstairs, and I remember the first time we ever pulled a line
Yeah.
to get into the podcasting track, and it was a big deal.
Yeah, when it was.
It was a line of 15 people, but it was a line. So yeah.
If I were to guess, and I'm purely guessing, in this room, if we were to average the panel numbers out, from, 1 panel would be 110 people to we had as low as
27, I think.
we probably averaged about 40 people.
Yeah,
Panel.
between 40 and 50.
That's not bad.
No,
Yeah.
and that's between both rooms, I think.
That room probably averaged 25 to 30, and this room probably averaged 40.
Yeah.
Average.
So if we were to, because we never know, if we were going to stay here, what do we need to do different next year?
I think I posted it in the thing, and it kind of doesn't fall on us, but it does sort of just because it's under our label on the fact of karaoke both nights. People were all the way around trying to get in. So, and I had people that I had to stop every so often and be like, hey, we can't. But even
Right, just packed in. Yeah.
It's like, I know that we had said at one point we're not streaming or recording, obviously, but I think having a volunteer in there to
Help
at least
manage the crowd. Sure.
If not that, if he
Yeah.
can get just a completely separate room, like we talked about, either like if we get G8 or even like a Chris.
Available at that time?
Almost always.
Yeah.
then it's still going to run into the same issue of the fact of the line is going to be all the way around.
Yeah.
He at one point looked at his list and realized there were 100 people signed up. He's like, we're never going to get to these people.
Yeah.
So he cut off his online registration, and then he was saying, he was like, I mean, we can let people in as people are going out, but let everyone in the line know they're not going to be able to perform
Yeah.
unless they were on the list 2 hours ago.
Well,
Yeah.
and the reason we didn't normally have volunteers on that is just because it was small enough
It was
where
definitely smaller.
that it was
Did
small
you put
enough
it in the
where
party crowd? The party. Yeah. Good.
I might have let the party crowd.
We blew out Star Trek. The track. They did their karaoke last night. It was nowhere near.
The same. But if we could get that moved to the Crystal Ballroom.
that would be huge,
It's a possibility.
and that would
late
ma-
at night.
and that would make
Comedy for a cause and then karaoke, donate your money.
and that would make more sense because that would also make more sense because we can't stream the karaoke.
It's true.
We can't stream because of DMCA. So put them up in the Crystal Ballroom, let them have a big old party.
Let's do a charity karaoke.
Charity karaoke.
Karaoke.
That's why they pay the big bucks.
All right, Canary had something.
But like speaking of lines, I had like 2 instances where people were complaining about the lines. But I just like I like being new didn't know what panels were gonna be the packed ones.
You know.
We don't know
never
either.
Yeah.
So like during that was like
Oh, we knew Blurred would.
you know,
Yeah, we
I
should
didn't, so I was overwhelmed trying to like finish up this panel, but I had 2 other like volunteers from 2 different rooms saying like your line is in the way of our line. But it's also like these people.
Welcome to Dragon Con, baby. Go figure it out. Shoot.
I would have like appreciate like it would have helped me like to know like what to anticipate.
We
Digital media track. We have big line energy.
honestly, well, no, just
Like nobody was following the lines.
all right. Jokes aside, like
Uh-huh.
that's not something we can always predict.
Yeah.
I
That's
can
something
say
never
like, and even talking to the panelists and Animorphs Anonymous, like they didn't. That was a last second change. Right. That was a last second change, and even the panelists were like, if we get 20 people, we're good, and they were packed and turning people away.
Do you guys have access to like how many people have like added the event to their scheduling?
No.
No, we can't.
Can't see that.
But I can say, but what we can do, since we did such a good job of writing down numbers this year, is kind of predict like what times, because like, Saturday morning's always going to be low attendance because of the parade and everything else like that, and just either everyone's at the parade or trying to get in before the parade or just hungover as hell.
Sure.
But now that we have some numbers that we can refer back to, we can kind of, the blurred panels always pack out. I'll tell you that right now. Blurred panels, the blurreds always show up.
They packed up the Crystal Ballroom.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
Last year that was me.
Yeah, that was tough.
There's an interesting one I'd like to look at the numbers on and the time slots. So we basically had 2 women in podcasting, women.
Yeah, one was female presenting, one was also women. Yeah.
They're basically the same panel. But my point is like I feel like in years past that room would get packed, and this year one of the panels got packed and the other one didn't get as packed.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Slot and day it was. So I was like, that's really weird. Do you know
Sure.
remember which one packed? The first one. The
We-
second one was lower. Okay, was it the awesome women or the
Female presenting.
female?
There's female presenting and also women. So.
And those are basically the
Well, okay, they handle it differently though. The female present thing's more of the issues they overcome versus awesome women is how you got to where you were. But so in the picture of programming, the awesome women in digital media panel would pack out this room, and so I put it in the Crystal Ballroom one year, and then we pulled 30 people. It's crazy, and then we brought it back here, and then one year we did 2. Because we had so many different people in the McElroys, McElroys, whatever their wives were coming, so we did a second one, and we put the McElroy wives in a bigger room 40 people, right? It's harder to really figure out
Again-
where it's going to land.
Again, this year we have statistics at least to start with, and we can,
That's fine.
definitely like look
I wouldn't
at
do it.
the writings and
I
analyze
do not
it.
want to go through the numbers right now
Not right now.
at all.
I'll make a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see, like, that's what I'm saying, when we make those comparisons.
Mhm.
What was it? What was the time?
Yeah.
What was the topic?
And as much-
Trying to figure out what's working, what's not.
Yeah, and as much as we want to say it's not about the numbers, it is about the numbers.
It helps. yeah.
Especially for us here, within the just greater Dragon Con realm.
And everybody wants to feel the energy in the room, too.
Yeah.
Numbers help with that. So we have 2 new volunteers this year. Jerry and Tyler. I want to go
Hopefully,
through.
we didn't scare you off.
Kaz did a great job organizing a lot of stuff this year, and she's got a lot of work coming up in the next. It's probably I'll give you till October, and we'll get to work.
You get a whole month off.
Yeah.
He's so generous.
But Canary, you fit back a little bit, but what's some coolness you saw being a volunteer? What was something fun?
I don't do well on the spot.
Okay, that's fair enough.
So, okay,
What about Tyler?
person, you can think about it.
I think I brought it up a minute ago on the fact of Salty Bet. I had no clue what it was. I had no clue what I was signing up for. I came in here and that was probably the funniest thing I have ever witnessed.
Nice.
Of 3 years going to DragonCon, that was one of the best things I've ever witnessed. Because the thing is that like I go to a place out here, Battle and Brew.
Yeah.
And every so often, like between their big streams that they just showed, those are on TV.
Yeah.
And I'm always looking at
Is
it,
it?
like, what in the absolute heck is this? Like,
Mm.
it makes 0 sense to me.
Mhm.
And then I finally got it. And I was like, oh, now it makes sense.
It still doesn't make sense, but you get it.
It doesn't make sense, but I get what it
You
is.
get how it doesn't make sense.
It's definitely not my thing. Like, I would never just sit there and watch it and put money on
You
it.
sh-
But
Well, nobody actually puts money on it.
no, I know. But being
I lost $20. What are you talking about?
Well, that's your own fault.
I know I lost it somewhere in the room.
I know.
I gained $20.
Wait a second.
Imagine that.
So you think of something now, Canary?
I learned some good, like, more TTRPG recommendations from very random.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I don't like these, so I'm excited to play some of the ones that they talk about.
Good. Good.
Definitely, one things I want to emphasize to volunteers and to the track panel in general, use this time to try stuff. I saw Tyler during the Salty Bet panel, like playing with the playing with the video camera and the shots and everything like that. This is a great, as much as we want the big panels and we want to, grow and everything like that. Michelle pointed out, like, this is also a place where you can try out your show, or jump on the Wednesday night streams, try out stuff there. That's how you're going to learn what you like and what you don't like, and then grow from there. And whether you continue on, you can try out a podcast idea. Okay, that didn't work. Well, maybe if I do this, this works, or what have you. Definitely, use this, and then like you said, like Canary said, this is where you can learn about some things you hadn't heard before. Everyone thinks their D&D is, that D&D is the only TTRPG out there, but there's hundreds, if not thousands.
That's awesome.
Okay, yeah, immersive theater.
I do LARPing, I do TTRPGs and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
like and scare acting and everything was just sort of all tied together. And then they gave like 4 different names of stuff that I'm like, I have to look up and experience that. There was one that like it's like a phone conversation that's like a full immersive
Yeah.
like whatever.
Mhm.
This sounds fantastic.
Mhm.
It's like $45 and you get like an hour phone call of just like horror being fed into you. And I'm like, oh, I need this.
Hey, Vita, I know you volunteered to run more rooms this year. How was your experience?
This is my 3rd year volunteering. I had a blast. I was on more panels. I did the show that was like Animorphs happens and Scott's by himself, and I go, maybe I'll just hang out here and just go to the door because it's a little overwhelming. I learned a lot with these cameras as well, just what we do, and just going to see other panels from other tracks, how more technically advanced we are. Not as a bad thing for other volunteers running rooms, but it's just nice to have that as the digital media track and have people talk about how nice that is.
Because everybody brings, every volunteer we have here brings a skill.
Yeah.
And it's not always technical skill. When I can remember, when Kaz first joined up with us, and she was very overwhelmed with the technical stuff at first, and she actually like pulled Charles and me aside and was like, "I don't think I'm going to come back. I don't feel like I'm contributing."
And we broke her knee so she couldn't lean.
You didn't tell me about that.
Well, plausible deniability.
But but then we found out like she has amazing organizational skills, which Charles absolutely needs.
And,
as Tyra also knows.
Yeah. And the willingness. The willingness.
He's got a panel.
The willingness to do anything. Like she was hitting me up about some signs. I'm like, hey, I'm stuck over here doing this, and told her where to go. And she just ran up to the hotel and got the signs.
Yeah.
Does everything.
Yeah, like everybody brings a skill, and that just helps us grow as a track.
And to that point, like gaming track, video game track, I've been working hand in hand with more this year. They have 30 volunteers for their track. We do what they do slightly differently. They have a big ballroom and 2 bigger rooms, and I get it's more of a people management team. And I was like,
they got to manage more of the
we
lines.
do what, yes. So without the lines, yeah. So we do what they do with 9 people.
Yeah.
And it's because it was a highly specialized team. And the first year I said, can I ask for volunteers? It was when we were building the team before Dave came along and Michelle and Vito. And they're like, you can ask for volunteers. Actually, how Papa SDF, Jake came along because he's like, you can ask for volunteers, but you're a very specialized department. You're probably going to just want to recruit in your own community. And Jake Allen came to us through that one announcement.
Yeah.
But ever since then, it's just been building inside the community, which is how we
But even
found
then,
you two.
even then, we've kind of built from within. But actually, Canary and Tyler, I don't remember if you guys told us like how you found out about us in the Facebook group.
So, I mean, obviously, 3rd year at Dragon Con, I knew the digital media stuff existed.
Okay.
And then when I decided, honestly, I probably wouldn't have decided to volunteer had I not seen this specifically was looking for people.
Right.
Like it probably, if it had come down to it, it probably would have been either this or horror. The only reason I would have gotten into horror is because I worked at Never Logan
Yeah.
sponsor.
Right.
So, and truly, I was like looking at tickets, and I was like, add to cart, and then I look over and like, oh, digital media.
Yeah.
I like that though.
Dave and Michelle, I think you guys might put in the most investment in getting here and being on this track from coming from
Oh, yeah.
Orlando and everything else.
Yeah, but I fly.
I mean, all 3 of you like
Put in
commute in
effort,
for
yeah.
this.
How was doing your show this year?
It was different. I mean, we've been doing the show for a long time, but never had an audience like that. So.
You gonna do it again?
Guys with our friends that were supposed to show up, but it's cool. Worked out great.
I streamed it. I promise.
We did.
You guys are awesome. Joe's there, so no. Joe does a lot.
Joe is has always been like a rock. I always go back to our beginnings when it was just literally Joe,
Joe was a
Charles,
rock.
and I, and for the most part that was Joe and I while Charles was doing director stuff. You know,
that's a
Taking
good way to put
naps.
it.
And Joe's always been rock solid. He's never complained. And he does all the Discord work, like everything in Discord. That's
Yeah.
pretty much him. He sets up all the rooms each year. He makes sure everybody's connected or added and everything like that. So
And that's something that we're going to work on this year. It's been brought to our attention that our Discord might be a little overwhelming to new people. So we
need to
add
trim
things when
down.
people ask
I
them, but
know
we can
somebody.
trim down.
I
and
have people that
talk to Joe.
I will. I have people that have taken the botch Discord and completely revamped it
Yeah.
because that's their specialty, right? So like, I don't want to volunteer them without talking to them, but
Charles
they've,
will.
They've been well, I know, but he's rude.
We know.
So I
So
can
I get shit done.
Put your dollar in the bin.
put your we're it's the
Before
morning,
10.
man. Come on.
Come on, dude.
But yeah, I mean, even reaching inside of that community, right, and finding people that have been there the longest, and kind of reaching out to them and seeing if they want to be community managers inside the Discord, right? I mean, that's what I do. Is who are my people that have been here for 3 or plus more years, right? Great, and then I'll have a private conversation and have out the roles and expectations so that there is no question about what they're doing in there. And just kind of taking a little pressure off of little Joey.
Hey, someone put
Joey.
someone post the Discord link into the Twitch chat. Someone's asking about our Discord.
Can you throw Discord in there for us? Thanks.
It's on the StreamYard.
Speaking of Discord, we did throw up a quick room this year. We asked for some logo ideas coming up because I love the one we've had. It is one of those that we modified without permission, and the con's been very kind to leave it. But it's very Dragon Con, except with the play button. So I wanted to have something a little more specific. And Tyra and I are going to consult through this year. But the option that won in the voting was option number 2 by Bad Carrot Studios. It's the baby dragon holding the microphone with the So it's very on brand. I liked them all. I thought they all had some great aspects to them.
Yeah.
So we're gonna look
that's-
at them and get with.
That's
some
Cricket.
modifications.
That's Cricket. She's been on a couple of our virtual panels.
Okay.
They're fantastic.
Yeah. We're gonna work on it. So it was a great. But that's the thing with submissions. That's where you start. And
Definitely make sure you reach out to them
Yeah.
and work with them. Don't just change
Yeah.
Don't just change what they gave us.
I
but,
also
Technically,
they win.
Charles said in the submission form that we have freedom to change it. Like,
Yeah.
yes,
we did
technically, but
that.
also
Technically, my AI overlord said that.
yeah.
something else that I want to touch on, and this might be for people that want to become panelists and everything, right? If we can maybe, as a group or a community, help the panelists write their bios so that
Yes.
they get pulled up on keywords on other tracks, right?
Yep,
Because we
that is
have
key.
beautiful moderators here, right? And all I want for them is to have more opportunities on bigger tracks.
So we need to start instituting anything value for value so what's played out in the last 2 years was the original plan. Phase 1, Marvel Phase 1, right? Was I want to take everybody who's coming in here, find a way to get them known, like Discord, right? Hey, I want to do panels, work with other panelists. I have ideas, and that worked out. And then it was also up and out. If you're here and then like volunteers and whatnot, if you're doing the same show for 5 years, and Bosch is not the same show. It's different every year. But if you're right, you stagnate. That's all I'm trying to say. You
happy.
stagnate. So if you want to grow, we make a path, and a number of people, Bobby, Rob, the Cagnolas, Tony B. Anderson, a number of people came through, did big panels, really put energy in, and now they're doing main programming and those kind of things. And that's, you get to go where you want to go. So I think the next phase is some value for value. Is this valuable for somebody to help write a bio for you? So
Yeah.
either you got to trade something to them, or I'd say pay a moderate fee for it, because it will help you get to the next level what you want to do. Because it's big. Tristan got a voiceover panel randomly because he wrote, or somebody helped him write the bio with keywords of voiceover.
It's okay.
So when we searched the date, go back to
Go
sleep,
back
buddy.
to sleep, Bubba.
We're just stopping for gas, buddy. We're not home yet. So
We're not at McDonald's.
yeah, but value for value, right? We help a lot. Tyra, just so you know, Tyra is not tied to this track at all. She's an eternal member and a pro. She does everything for this track that she does out of the goodness of her heart.
Blackmail.
And we have to stop her.
No, we
and
don't.
say
We
no.
don't blackmail her. That's the funny part.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
And so we have to tell her no more. And
Well, and-
me and her
Yeah, but
husband.
she
are
don't-
pushing
she
that.
doesn't
and
listen.
Yeah, she does it.
And understand too, like because I've talked to Tyra about this. A lot of it is skill building. This is a place to build some skills. Like if you've never edited video before, take some of the footage we've got and edit it. If you want to,
We need volunteers for that.
if you want to,
Morgan can do it.
if you want to build social media skills, help out Tyra. If you want to build writing skills, or how to write a bio, there's people in the community that can help you out with that.
Exactly, and that's something we can start doing this year. Maybe once this sort of Be Awesome Together is our weekly show. Only 2 times a year. We definitely don't do it on Wednesday before Dragon Con and Wednesday after Dragon Con. But it really is like I think you referred to it earlier about panelists doing panels, interviews. It's keeping the con going all year round.
Right.
But we could once a quarter, once a month have here's how you add more value into this community.
It's a platform for you to build.
No, Tyra, you can't do it all yourself.
I have I just want to say that Seska from over the Fantasy Lit Track
Mhm.
are going to put together a workshop to help people craft their attending pro packets.
Good.
Because I think Channing Sherman is like the perfect example of somebody who should have been an attending pro for a couple of years, but until me and Tony got a hold of his stuff, he wasn't. And so
Yeah.
we helped him figure out how he should do things, and there is a certain way that will help you get in faster.
And we did have, and I think a lot of people commented, like, this year we had a lot of new blood, so to speak, new panels that we hadn't had before. A lot of kind of the standards, weren't in action this year for one reason or another. So you had a lot more opportunities to try some different panels and see some new faces in there, and that's how we're gonna just continue to grow this community. It can't just be, Botched will do this until they're 80, if they don't die first.
There it is.
You're Wolverine now.
Till you're 80.
But we also got to make sure we're giving room for other people to grow. Otherwise, you just stagnate and die out.
Exactly. So you either find a way to move around, or you're gonna get mad one year when your panel doesn't make it.
Bobby.
Yeah, so we're actually going to be doing that because one of our other shows on our network, he's here, but he doesn't. He was like me many years ago. He tried for attending pro, got denied, and never did.
Just
again.
once, yeah, okay.
But he moderates panels over in Rip Track
Right.
every year, and he's a longtime podcaster. And I'm like, I'll help you do your bio. You may have to come over to the digital media track and do some panels.
Right.
I don't know if they want to hear what I have to say. Yes, they do. Like,
You'd be surprised.
you'd be surprised. Yeah. So we're
The only thing I don't want to hear you say is that. That's what I can't. Nobody wants me. Then there's the door. Okay.
Yeah, well, no,
Because
it's like-
everybody wants. You got something to say. Say it.
So, but he moderates panels just next door every year. Like he's like, do I have to do? I'm like, you have to be on at least 3 panels. He's like, oh, Rip Track puts me on 3 panels anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to also point out because we got voluntold to do something this year that actually went really well.
Okay.
That Thursday
Oh yeah.
networking event, having a bunch of introverts
Yeah.
try to
I
teach
mean,
people
I
how to
left
connect.
room for no. I left a little room.
But
Did you though?
hang on. So it actually went way better than we thought it would. It was actually we got to meet so many people, and so that's probably what we will try to submit
Good.
this year. Rob did a little PowerPoint, and then like we basically just went through icebreaker questions that nobody used, but it was fine because like we had gotten we got some groups, but like probably what we would do is like instead of just having like just 5 random people on the schedule, let's get like a podcaster,
Sure. Yeah.
get a TikToker,
Mhm.
YouTuber, and basically have different, and then they can kind of help corral for their platform instead. Because I think we had like podcaster, TikToker, podcaster.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. I got you.
but having that because we never sat behind there.
Right.
We talked
Right.
for like 10 minutes, and then we just broke off into conversation for 2 hours.
Good.
So, I just want to address. There's a question that came up on Twitch. Is there any chance some of the non-digital fan tracks will get space on Twitch? I can't afford overnight travel, so virtually is my only way to attend. The app scheduled is full of wonderful stuff I never get to see. That's for past shelf date. We can't answer that.
Well,
there
you
is
can get a DragonCon TV membership.
There is a DragonCon TV membership that you may want to look at. That's all. That's for. I was getting there. That's all for the main programming. But also, like, this is this was one of our big tenants. When Charles and I kind of took over, was we're digital media. We should be streaming. We should be in the digital space. So yeah.
Yeah.
The DC TV, $10 a year. You said. $10
for a whole year. It's the cheapest streaming thing you'll ever subscribe.
So yeah, look up DC TV.
And I've got
past
some,
shelf date.
I've got some things in the works that we're trying to expand to the bigger con that we're working on. You had your hand up?
Mm-hmm. No, so we're DC Digital Media, and this is just our annual wrap-up panel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That actually has been brought up a few times. So if you, and I know I repeat this too much. If you, the middle one, if you join the Discord, then you can bring the ideas of that, because I don't do that. I don't do VR, but somebody who does, we definitely can make a way. We've talked about, Bobby, I think you and I discussed a while back putting like a VR camera in here to see what would happen, and yeah, something like that.
Making the panel rooms a VR chat.
I don't know how to do that, so we need somebody who does know how to do that to bring it. Well, just jump into, yes, possibly, but also jump into the Discord. That's the easiest thing. First, jump into Discord, start putting in ideas and those kind of things.
The volunteers is for in the rooms during.
You do a lot. You would do a lot more work if you volunteer, but it's something we could talk about,
right,
for sure. But there'd be a VR aspect to be really cool. Really? Mm-hmm.
That wasn't me.
It's been a
well,
minute.
no, I wasn't. If it was Marvel, I wasn't there.
Yes.
Well, here's a good idea. And Charles says, I don't know what to do with that, but if you're good at it, he will let you run miles.
Mm-hmm.
See, she gets me. I let you run. I don't tell you you have to. I let you run. Perspective.
Sometimes you get volatile. Sometimes you do. Yeah.
If you lay out a good plan, he'll go.
Done and dusted.
And he'll throw you in the
So, what are you? Oh, you're taking a picture? Is that what? So I had to look at Hugh's badge this morning. I've been apparently been coming since 2013, which means 14 as a professional. I think I volunteered 2015, something like that. It's been a blur, but you came in 2016, 17?
2017 was when I had my first panel, which was Blood Crow Stories, and then 2018 was the first year I volunteered.
And what botched? What's the first year y'all came in?
2017.
Okay, so that was the shadow. Yeah, because Scott came in and brought this huge board, moved ours out of the way, set it up, and I watched him. It's called Bring Out the Room, when you make sure the speakers don't hit the microphones and everything.
Also, we're using these speakers.
Yeah, and we were using overhead speakers. The table was over there under the speaker. It was bad. And I knew he knew what he was doing.
Structure we used to have to build.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
The table.
And we used to have these elevated, right?
Yeah, we had the
stage
risers, but I don't like risers.
Yeah.
Mostly because I hit the ceiling when I get on a riser. I don't like it.
That's just your ego.
Yeah. But
you don't need a riser for that.
So I got Scott to come the second year, or come, we invited you that year, and you came out to the barbecue, and I was just needling you about, what you do it. You want to go play? You want to go play? After the second beer in, he turned to me, all right, this is how we're gonna do it. If I want to do it.
You pitched to me, and I'm like, okay, and then you walked away, and I sat there, and I'm like, if I'm gonna do this, I have to take over. Because at the time we didn't have really great volunteers. We didn't have much of anything, honestly. Like we
Sorry,
duct
Joe.
taped it together.
Sorry,
no,
Joe.
Joe's not volunteering.
Joe wasn't a volunteer. Oh, actually, no. Joe and I our first year was the same year. There was other people.
When did we start Pokemon? Was it 2016?
And yeah. So I just kind of was like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to take this thing over. That was a mistake.
Was it though?
No, it
was
wasn't.
it though? It's been. Well, I wouldn't go that far. All right.
Yeah.
The coach gets credit for the MVP. All right. I recruited him. I know what I'm doing. So
it didn't take much. My price should have been so much higher.
I had to trade 3 mediocre players for 1 all-star, but it worked out for me. It worked out great. And to that end, you've had a 6-7 year run. Yeah, 7-year run now. And you're going to take a step back.
Yeah, the cat's out. I mean, I've pretty much told everybody in the room, but for anyone that's watching online, this is my last year as a volunteer. No.
Once you turn your back on me, you're dead to me. It's gone. This is his last year.
I'll show up somewhere else.
This up, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not. No.
Joe's gonna walk you out of the room at the end of this panel.
Right. No, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave the microphone in the middle of the room.
We need your pass.
Right. No. I've had such a great time. I came to this track not knowing anybody, and I've made such good friends and such good communities out here. And I want to spend more time being able to hang out with them outside of just doing panels and stuff like that, and just enjoy Dragon Con for what it is. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to be around. I'm still going to be in the Discord. I'm still available for questions. And
you're removing permissions right now, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
Just as long as you take the volunteer out, I'm good. I'm not dying. I told the volunteers earlier in the year, and they're like, "Oh, this is so sad." I'm like, "Guys, I'm not dying. I'm just not working." Which I guess is the same thing for y'all. I don't know, or it is for Charles at least.
It is your fault.
Yeah. Well, I think you said to me we had to get two new people to replace me.
Yeah.
Listen, and I talk about it all the time. From the OG days with just the 3 of us to now we are light years.
Oh, it's not even close.
It's night and day.
And that's why you feel like you could step away, is because
Absolutely.
we have such a beautiful and talented team.
Absolutely.
That knows what the heck they're doing, and then also a lot of the panelists are always willing to step in and help and do whatever they can to get the ball up the hill. So
absolutely, and it's been that community that's gotten us and me to that place.
Yeah.
And just like I was saying, we got to make room for new people, and this is part of that. It's time for me to kind of move on and do some things I want to do, and for you guys to take the ball and run with it. And all of you are extremely talented. All of you bring something new to the table. And you're all excellent communicators. You all work together very, very well. So I'm excited to step back and watch you grow.
So how do we beat up Step Track, get their lunch money so we can get a full television studio?
I can imagine. So to that end.
Listen, we'll talk offline.
I'm here to. I'll fight some nerds.
This is live. This is live. We'll talk. We'll talk after this, Bobby. Exactly. Technically 35 minutes, but yeah. We still got to strike the equipment.
My trajectory has always been figure it out, right? And that's the heart of digital media. We just go figure things out as we do. And I've been more and more realizing I've got to set some time down to talk to the powers that be, because my path to directorship was different than any other path that anybody's ever had. You're supposed to basically serve, like in this case, it'd be reversed. Serve 5, 6, 7 years, really learn how it's done, be trained with the processes of Dragon Con, and then as I step back, he's the one to step up. Did not work that way, and I've been figuring it out ever since.
Well,
I think
we both have.
actually have a budget that we never knew we had. I think Dragon Con's willing to give us money that I did not know we could get. So I actually already have meetings set up with Mandy and Rachel and Regina come October to learn let's kick the doors open and see what we can do.
Yeah.
So there might actually be something behind that, because I always just assumed somebody donated that to them. I don't know. But I did struggle. I wanted to find something. I like memories, as you can tell. We have last year's signature banner on either side of the wall. We got this year's that'll go up next year, and we're going to do that. And I something you said, Scott, about setting things up, but we had to glue it together and everything else. It finally spawned me to search the right thing, because I wanted you to take something away for you. So true digital media fashion, man, I went and found you a special microphone, but you also have to build it yourself. So that is a build it yourself tin can microphone that I got for you.
Of course, you give me one last job.
That if you're like Phil, sit on the shelf and you'll never build it.
Yeah. My buddy bought me a build your own hurdy-gurdy 4 years ago.
Why are you opening his
I'm
stuff?
not opening it. Yeah, that stuff is still on the shelf. This is
But
great.
that
I'll
is
have
a
to do
build-
that live on stream.
So there you go. Whether you build it or not, you'll always remember we don't care. So
I know.
look, if you tell certain people you love them, they run away screaming. If you hate on them a little bit, they'll stay forever.
See,
and
my
I think
rule is if I'm
Scott's
not-
somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, my whole thing is if I'm not picking on you and making fun of you, it means I don't care about you.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. You
Then
dick.
you just cry like Vito, and that's okay. That's okay. So definitely come talk to us right after. We got some ideas. We'll hook you up. I know.
Thank you. We are.
Please,
DragCon's
tell
the
me
best.
more.
So, and we're awesome together every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on our Twitch channel. So get in the Discord, join the groups. We had a lot more people join up this year. It's just going to get bigger, better, more every year. And couldn't do it without all the awesome volunteers. And we need about 4 more people to volunteer next year since Scott won't be here. We'll have to figure it out. I told Joe.
I'm leaving the equipment. So
I told Joe, it's like, well, see if you would step up. Follow Scott around, and then like last night, it's like, so what do you think about taking over Scott's position? He goes, so what does it entail? I'm like, dude, you're killing me. So, all right, we got to get this stuff torn down. But I will say this to something you've said repeatedly: the biggest compliment we can get is how organized we are, the energy. I've sat next to a panelist, Chandra, the other night, and she talked about she went to a panel. It was 2 guys or 2 presenting males, 2 presenting females, and the guys just took over the conversation and never let them talk. And when they try to say something, they get squashed down. It's like, well, hopefully this will be. I knew it would be. I said, hopefully this will be different. And sure enough, it's a big flow. Everything's great. We've had Millie Gotham comes out. It says it's different, right? That's the best thing we could get is it runs so smoothly and it's the best. And it takes all of us to do that. It takes all the panelists. It takes all the volunteers. It takes a Tyra. So we need about 15 more Tyras underneath her so she didn't have to do it all. And bigger rooms are bigger rooms. Numbers are numbers. They will always be what they'll always be. I don't care how big or small the room is as long as everybody really felt like they got something out of it and connected. And that's what we do every year. So 2025, we'll open up. We're going to open up panels next week for 2025 and start working on it. So.
Hey, y'all get a week off.
No,
Okay.
what you promised Cause.
No.
I didn't say y'all had to do anything with it. I'm just going to, I never stop moving. Rock
You have a
God
week.
Shark Duke. Rock God Shark Duke. All right, let's wrap this up. Thank you,
and
everybody.
y'all wonder why I'm leaving. Y'all wonder why I'm leaving.
Thank you, everybody.
Never wondered for a second.
Can we get a volunteer photo?
Yeah, that'd
Absolutely.
be perfect.
What? Kill the. You can kill the
You
stream.
kill the stream, and then y'all come on over.
Can I have the banner to put with
Yes, absolutely.